Hi, it's Christian from airplantshop.com. Today we're going to discuss a couple of the common misconceptions with the colors of the different air plants. And one of the common misconceptions is that a brown bottom on an air plant is something that indicates rot or an unhealthy plant. And I'm here to tell you that there's several species that brown bases are absolutely normal. One of the most common air plants to have a brown base, and one of our customer favorites, is the Xerographica. Very often you will see browning at the leaf bases, and this is pretty much common throughout the Bromelia genus, and especially visible, in my perspective, in some of the larger air plants. Some of these leaves are quite old. They're underneath in the shade. They're not doing the photosynthesis, and they tend to be a little bit brown. Another thing that can happen with some of the wider leaf plants is that they tend to collect a little bit of organic material during their lifespan. So you'll tend to see, if you start peeking under the leaves, a couple of brown flecks or specks. Don't worry, these aren't insect eggs or fungus or any abnormality. It's normally just because we can't clean out that debris good here at the farm. We try our best to keep them very clean and the best for selling or enjoying in your home, but often there will be a little bit of Guatemala left inside your air plant. So now I'm just going to go through a couple of the other varieties that often have brown bases and sort of discuss what's normal and what's not. Another plant that often has quite a bit of brown is the Velutina species. Sometimes it's just at the very bottom. Occasionally it goes up to like maybe a quarter up where the leaves come out. And this plant, the way that you would know if it's truly dead is if it's really squishy and the middle would come out. But otherwise, a tight, hard plant that has a lot of weight at the bottom is going to be a healthy plant, no matter the color. Another plant with a similar growth habit is the Capitata, and also one that would look like this is Harrisii. These often have brown at the bottom, and as long as they're hard and the middle does not pull out, you have a healthy plant. Further down the list, we have Bailii or Pseudo-Bailii. Often the oldest leaf is brown, but these are very clearly living because they're very sturdy and very, very dense plants. Another one is Filifolia, dark at the bottom, followed by Milano crater. Now, Milano crater grows, and it depends on how we cut them. Sometimes they grow almost on a little stick. It's like the stolon of the plant from the mother. This normally is very woody and very brown. Sometimes we cut it closer to the base, other times we leave it more like a stick. Some people actually like this, the hard and brown part, for attaching to designs because it kind of gives it a little place to tie or glue. But again, on the Milano crater, a little bit of brown here is normal. Another popular species is Bulbosa. This one is slight brown on the bottom, but perfectly healthy. Here's a plant that actually can cause some concern because sometimes they're very, very brown, and this is Tillandsia gensea. We see them where sometimes they're brown 2 or 3 inches up the base, but really the surefire way to know that it's not alive is to pull from the middle gently. And if the middle goes really fast, or if you smell anything stinky when you unpack your box or after you water, that is what would signify that this plant is truly dead. But the way they grow in nature is they really collect a lot of organic debris. They're often in pine forests and oak forests, and there's a lot of leaf matter that gets stuck in there. They grow in really tight clumps, so naturally this bottom, say, third of the plant really is clustered in with a lot of other plants, and it's very dark and just a place to catch a lot of debris. So when we have them in a nursery environment, they're a lot more green than they would be from nature, but they still maintain that darker base. And further down the line, we have a Tillandsia flabellata. This one often just has like a little tiny brown at the bottom where it was cut off from the mother. But other than that, it's primarily green. And then last we have here in our example table, an Ainantha rubra. These plants occasionally do have a little bit of brown at the bottom, and sometimes they do get a little brown color up about a quarter of the way. Generally our Ainantha are green, but occasionally they have a little bit of this brown coloration. I would say also that it's normal for them to have some loose leaves at the bottom. We do try to clean them up as much as possible, but during the course of shipping and just their natural life cycle, these are the oldest leaves. They're kind of ready to naturally shed off, and occasionally some of these will pull. Now, if you're looking at these as well, you'll find some organic material in there that's basically soot or dirt, generally not a bug and not a fungus. All of our plants are cleaned and washed to prevent those sorts of problems, but the cleaning doesn't always get rid of the organic debris. And that pretty much covers it. Brown bases on several plants are normal. However, the tops of the plants are really what people look at for designs and use in your home. But if you have any concerns or questions, or perhaps one of the middles of your plants does pull out, we know it's dead, send us an email and we'll take care of it. Our email is service@airplantshop.com and we'll get back to you.